Hello, Star Wars CCG players, fans, and folks who just want to hang out with me and Carl on a what day? Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday
Wednesday.
afternoon. Garrett Larson here, obviously Dead Body on Slack and the forums and everywhere else, even though this is coming on my channel for the moment. Joined by our newest advocate, Carl Koenig. How's it going, Carl?
Pretty good on this fine Wednesday evening, not afternoon, but it's fine.
It's Wednesday. It's 6:30 here. It's
Yeah.
still kind of afternoon. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
been a long day. So we are here with some OCS action. We've got Greg Shaw, our reigning world champion, versus Jared Konsker. Greg, as the higher seed, chose to start with Darkside first. And First Order reigns, not a huge shock, versus Mind
And
What You Have Learned.
to set 25 objectives. A little shocking that Jared decided to play the same deck he played last round, but he had some success with it, so why not run it back? I guess this is logic. I knew there was another deck he was considering because in the format, the players had the option to submit two deck lists, but I think they had to lock in the option of what deck they were going to play for this round a while ago, correct?
Um, I think it was I think it was early in the week. I thought
Over
it
the
was like
weekend.
Sunday. It was over the
Yeah.
weekend, yeah, because Batmouse and Pat were figuring out there. So it looks
Mhm.
like Greg is going with the three effect
Yep.
start that has become a little more popular with First Order. I gotta say, I think that gives him a little bit of an edge. Like
Yeah,
that
and
definitely cranks the damage up real quick if his opening hand is at all decent.
yeah, and talking with Phil Asen and the members of Team Five and why they went with the three effect start, and it is just simply because the Kylo effect to get the saber, it just helps the math and the damage output in some of these matchups. This being one that I know ahead of Worlds and playtesting, I was having a lot of success with mine, which you have learned, and it was a deck I was considering to play at Worlds. I didn't love that I felt like every game was going to go to time, and I put a lot of cards on the table, which is why I packed it, but I just couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger. So,
Yeah, and that is one of the exactly what you said. It's kind of slow and it can put a lot of cards on the table, both of which are good for First Order.
mhm.
First Order also has the benefit if Greg doesn't put down Snoke, Luke never gets to solo anybody.
Right. And we see Jared play Might of the Republic to get Princess Leia V. Um, haven't seen much out of the normal start for Jared. He is starting Good Blaster, and this is a slight difference. He's starting Cytor Calfast, so it's a way to guarantee you get Leia's gun. Probably means he'll have Luke Saber, and he can have Anakin Saber to put in hand to put on Rey or Leia or someone else. So,
Yeah, so it'll be a solid, it's two good decks piloted by two good players. It's really
mhm,
going to depend a little bit on A, does Jared have any space to keep Greg even a little bit
mhm.
honest? And does Greg get that lightning start? Like, are we going to see here's the cavern with Kylo Saber and the shuttle at crate, and Jared's looking down a drain of 4 next turn that he can't do anything to?
Yeah. The one other note while we were talking, there was one piece that came through chat. Jared was able to play Where's Han to have Captain Han Solo V in his hand. So he has the power couple of Star Wars together in his opening hand. But you're right, it's going to come down to does he find his local defense? Is he running a wild card? And we see Snoke go down to the entrance cavern. So
Okay.
Luke Luke might get to solo. It makes me really wonder what
Greg's
Greg
hand
might
must
have
have
been,
been garbage. Like, no.
or he really wanted to find his Decree V early, but this feels like a negative tempo play. Like you'd find it later.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this was he didn't have a supremacy, he didn't
Hmm.
have Lieutenant Destiny 6, and this was well, this way I can put down Snoke, I can threaten a drain of 2 right away.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I can find, you know, I can do the use pile search, which should get me Lieutenant Destiny 6, etc., and go from there.
Mhm.
So we see Jared grabbing Son of Skywalker with you. We'll go to the Dagobah system. This is all pretty straightforward. Like, Greg's going to drain for 2 this turn because he can,
Yeah.
or on his next turn, because after that, all those bonuses are going to be canceled.
Yep. So guest quarter comes down from hand. We see Son of Skywalker with um Great Warrior coming down, targeting both. We haven't seen him do an objective pull yet. There it goes.
Yeah, he had the guest quarters in hand, so then it's
Hmm.
might as well throw down Luke, throw down Great Warrior, and start going from there. So if memory serves, he passes on like a 5. And when does he?
What, 12? He just needs 7. Yoda's gonna add 1. Yoda's Hope adds 1. I think as long as he rolls a 3, he'll pass test 1.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what's the timing on when he draws on it with this.
With Yoda's Hope, it is the start of opponent's deploy phase.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking at. Jedi test, maybe test. So he'll get the, and there's the do or do not wise advice combo. So there'll
Hmm.
be a couple grabbers in here as well, but it means Greg's
You
going
know,
to
what are
get
you trying?
one drain of 2, and that's it.
Hmm. Or is Jared like say, what are you trying to push on us? That's the
Or
effect, right?
yeah, because Hell to Pay is the dark side one.
Yeah.
So, and we see Jared saying, "Hey, I'm going to put down battle plan."
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Like, odds are I mean, you'll possibly put out the aim high shield. I think battle plan just to make Greg pay for this drain is fine. I
Hmm.
do think Greg will pay for it.
It depends. If he's trying to
It
set up in space, I mean, he probably should, if
it
for no other
depends on
reason.
what he's got. Like, if he
Hmm.
has this setup and needs all his force, maybe. But I think I'm keen to get damage going, and 8 is generally enough to still drop your ship plus pilot setup combo that you want. That puts you into a, okay, I have my location appropriately defended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Jared, even though he had Leia in his hands, he could have dropped her to the guest quarters to prevent like having to flip a card on patient. But test 5 is if it becomes relevant, something went horribly, horribly wrong for both
Yeah.
players, I think.
I don't think flipping a card on patience matters at all.
No.
And we do
So
see
here's the
that
drain. There's the drain of 2.
Greg does drain. So look at me. I'm right there with the world
So
champion. We're both,
somewhere Kendall Holman's very happy.
I'm just, and we see local defense put that down and disarmed going lost. I think those are, the disarmed was from hand, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I think 5 gets you there. It's 5, 12,
it's a 7.
13, 14. Yeah.
And then 2 sites. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think for test 1, you only need a 3 destiny to pass.
Yeah. So, and looks like Jared used the Yoda to take Might of the Republic into hand so he can.
Mhm.
How many more senators is he running?
He probably wants to get the other lay out of the deck. And
Just get the
kids, folks
ones.
at home for following along, when you know you passed in the first destiny, you don't have to click to add to the second destiny as well. Jared would be very happy if I did that public service announcement. So you're welcome, Jared, when you listen to this.
But if you want to, you certainly can just to add those clicks, and
Mhm.
then you can play Senate against Jared and just make him click constantly.
I played a league game and someone did play Senate earlier this week, and it was just a lot of clicking. So we do see the supremacy come down to crate.
And that's just straight from hand. He didn't go grab Lieutenant Destiny 6,
Yeah.
I think. Don't point these things out, Chris. It's more clicks because Jared thinks it's more clicks. I'm a little surprised not to see Lieutenant Destiny 6 on the Supremacy, just so then you have 6 ability. Because with the local defense going lost, it makes me think that there is a wild card potentially.
That seems to be, or Spicy. I've seen Bo-Katan's ship as another one that could be pulled. I've seen a few builds with Pulsar Skate, but
Yeah, ultimately it means there is the possibility of a ship,
mhm.
and then just, getting Lieutenant Destiny 6 up there feels okay, but it is what it is. Greg's got a reason for doing it. I'm sure he wants to keep those 6s in deck as
So
long
we
as he
do.
can.
So we see Luke Saber come down from hand. And now we see Jared going to pull dig of a location missing,
So,
which makes passing the next one dicey. He'll need a 5 to pass this one, but so
I mean, if
Leia's
a
going
3
down.
passed the first one, he should only need at most a 4 because it's just a +1. And Luke Saber adds 1 to his draw as well.
Oh yeah, training destiny, I forgot. Oh
So
yeah, so
he
it is
should
still a
be
3.
looking at
It,
like a 3 still.
yeah, it's still a 3. So reflection was from hand. So
Yep. So he
you
had
had
Leia,
two
Leia's gun,
cards
and Reflection in hand. Wow.
and Luke Saber. So you had, you know, 4 cards that or 3 cards you wish you could have pulled. So Jared's hands down now down to 6.
But he's got 9 force still, and we know one of the cards is Han, and one of the cards is Might.
I wonder if he grabbed the might to move track fleet because he knew it was a dead card. That would make
That
sense.
could be too. Like that'd be a very
Yeah.
reasonable. Do you even care about moving tracked fleet though? Like if you're not going
Prob
to go to space and you're not going to do anything about it,
um I mean you might care about the layer retrieval and making him use force, but you're right, probably not. I trying to
like
think in testing, did I care?
you're not stopping the fleet from going, and you're just losing a
Yeah.
force to
Hmm.
not change the game state there. Otherwise, like it still
Yeah.
just drains of 1 and 1, and I just
Yeah, he's
I
not.
don't
He
think
probably just
there's
didn't.
benefit to moving it.
You just grab it because then you can put it back with 3PO if you had it in
Yeah,
your hand. It's a much better line of play. But it was just a thought. I was like, do you do it? But no.
yeah. I like the idea of, hey, I know it's a card I don't need in case he
Mhm.
wants to move the fleet, but there's just no upside to him moving the fleet really.
Yeah.
So plus this way it actually makes the fulminatrix cost a couple more. So if Greg had that in his hand, like that was his ship,
Hmm.
it'll cost him a couple more to get it down. I feel like Greg's waiting for his
Yeah.
setup here and just
Yeah.
he
So
might be. Go
Jared
ahead.
drew up to 9, saved 3, activated 1 with 3PO, and then lost it, which was, were you looking for me? And oh gosh, his Hujix just went off top
The
deck.
Hujix could be rough. I mean, we saw during Batmouse versus Joe yesterday. Joe
Yeah.
went all in on the, hey, your Hujix is dead, so I'm gonna go for it.
So here's the spice. So we see Jared draw, it's a trap, takes it into hand. Then on the next 2, he draws Neighborin and what are you trying to push on us? So he passes. So at least if Greg comes down with the gas, he's got an out.
So, in theory, Greg could forego the bow pull and just, depending on what he has, drop a bunch of guys on Leia. As long as he's got Kylo there, he can stop the Leia's gun shot,
Hmm.
and that could get real spicy real quick. Like, I'm not sure he wants to do that, but it is something Jared's got to be cognizant of. Like, and that might be why Jared grabbed the "it's a trap," is especially with his Hujix gone, he needs to not get beat down. And Greg at least has the potential to do it. So Greg dropping the Salt Plateau from reserve. I think the only thing we haven't really seen is Hosian Prime, which I do think he wants to get out if he's got a ship to go there simply to drain. It's a drain 2 system. Like that's, you know, he still needs to win the game by making Greg lose cards. So
I feel like we should put that on a t-shirt.
You know, make you lose cards. Losing cards wins games. There's so many options you can go. So we see Hux getting flashed with Navy of the First Order. That's he's got the finalizer in hand already. Is he going Hux for the shuttle to get Kylo and try and go
Steadfast?
Hux on the Steadfast. All right, that's a reasonable. Getting the Steadfast is valuable, and he gets the bow pull from Hux. Hux, who now upgrades Lieutenant Destiny 6, gives him that unearned promotion to Lieutenant Destiny 7, which I think is just more paperwork, but the same pay. So.
Feeling a lot of that lately. So you probably just move the Steadfast over to Dakar, activate your 2, and then flop Supremacy over.
I think so. Oh, there's Decree to shut down the drain bonuses. That's a solid solid card there. Like, he's still going to lose 3 to that. I mean,
2.
Well, 3 if he drains.
Yeah.
1 to ping, 1 to 3PO, 1 to the drain, but he might not drain. Jared might not drain for 1.
No, I think next turn is probably, you're going to see the 2 pings test to 3. If he found a ship, which I doubt, because he only drew 4 cards last turn.
If he found a ship, I'd be a little surprised, because he needs to find not just a ship, but an answer to the barrier that Greg is absolutely bluffing.
Yeah.
And it's still got to be enough to take down the 14 power immune to less than 10 supremacy.
Well, Captain Han on the wild card with Chewie would definitely do that, because you're adding 2.
Yeah, that would get you there if you've got all of those things together.
The reason I'm saying the likelihood's low is that he only drew effectively 3 cards last turn, and we know in his hand is It's a Trap, Han, and potentially the Might that he could have put back.
Yeah, I'd imagine Might got put back.
Yeah. So we see First Order Stormtrooper and Lieutenant Destiny 6, now 7.
Yep. All right, so instead he's just going to run them at Snoke. Now, Greg could also be sitting on a force push there. And just saying, I don't think you're going to shoot me. Especially when you miss the blaster pull.
I mean, Jared's luck, it's in his hand. The way the last turn went, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be, but there's Lando with blaster. Yeah, see, if he had the wild card, you're right. That could have made things real spicy. There's test 3, since he... So if he doesn't start a battle, he can actually...
I think he wants to start a battle to retrieve the Hujix with reflection.
Yeah, I think he needs that Hujix badly. And there's Rey, so we get the Rey pull. Now he's definitely going to start the battle.
And you have Anakin's saber that can go on Rey.
Yeah. Like, Greg could actually be in a little bit of a bad spot here. Although I could see force push. Like that may be
Yeah.
why Greg just said, I'm not barriering because I know you're going to drop multiples.
Mm,
So I'm just going to hold on and force push. And I guess if you hit Snoke, you hit Snoke.
yep. I
Like,
mean,
because the other side of it is then you know you're completely safe in space.
mhm. So
Like,
I know one of the effects we tested quite a bit is battle plan draw or fire. Obviously, it can't come into play because you already played the battle plan shield, but Jared is the kind of player, would not surprise me if he does have just a regular draw or fire in this deck if he wants to be more offensive. We'll see
and
what happens. I
that
haven't seen the
would,
list, so I'm not sure.
like, that could potentially cause a problem for Greg. Greg may be sitting on a
Mhm.
Gick too,
Yeah.
or even something like a projective telepathy. Like, there's still a lot of options Greg could be sitting on, and that's part of, like, there's a lot of chatter in Slack today about first order reigns, and part of what, Joe Olson, who did pretty well at that last World Championships, I think he only lost to one guy, was talking about, like, the biggest thing first order reigns does is it gives you a ton of flexibility. You want to build
Hmm.
pure space power? Okay, you can do
Hmm.
that, and you can do it well. You want to build heavy ground power? You can do that. Like, it's,
You want to go for Ellis beat down and cheese? You can do
yeah,
that.
like there are
Yeah.
so many options. And we see Jared did not get the Anakin Saber on Rey. So if Greg's got the force push, he can just walk out of here. And honestly, he might, because we see Huck's going to get a stormtrooper right away.
You went and got nines.
Yeah, that makes me think he might have a guess who's coming back for a rebeat. Although, yep,
There
there's
it
the
is.
force push.
Yeah.
As I say, the other thing you could look at and just be like, he loses Snoke. Snoke likely covers all of it,
Yep.
and then it costs Jared one of his guys that he now has to be worried about. So, uh,
Um, so now Greg's gonna do 3 points of damage and then have the potential to come back and do a beatdown. 12 cards. He's lost to Lieutenant Destiny 6, so
so Tauntaun Skull's
Skulls.
way in play,
Yeah,
but he's going to cause the ping with Snoke.
yep. So this is
He's,
3/4 damage next turn.
I mean, it'll be at least four, but I think he may, like, Jared just drew. I guess Jared can 3PO card down to get to
Hmm.
three to put the It's a Trap online.
Yep.
Well, or is it Captain Han that can't It's a Trap?
It's only when he has the blaster.
Okay, yeah, the blaster is
Hmm.
can't cancel a battle. That's right. So when Jared
So
goes
he,
and gets his Hujix with I don't need their scum,
yeah.
that's a smart play. Like, you definitely don't want to be without that against First Order. So, and Jared may not be running Hosian Prime,
You mean Greg?
or Greg might not be running Hosian Prime.
So we see Might from reserve deck. I don't need their scum and another Might. So a bunch of fives, which is
Yeah,
what My What You've Learned has. So
he might have some good Destiny in there. Zing. So, yeah, this is, I mean, those are not surprises to see go. And I think I like the losing I don't need their scum either because you're never going to face Slave One or an Imperial Bounty Hunter pair. And you pulled the card you really need to pull with it. Like, you don't need to use it again. And you don't need to bother trying to chase it around to use it.
I didn't want you to think I froze. I just thought your pun about Might was so bad. I just thought I would, just ignore you for a minute.
You're just sitting silently and giving me a look that totally
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah.
So it's my wife fortunately is not watching right now, or I absolutely would have heard something yelled from the other room.
Imagine we're gonna see Jared take the Blastador kid into hand.
I gotta think like it gives him another out.
He did not.
Okay, so
Shows what we
he.
know.
I like that you said he was going to do it and he didn't because normally it's me who's saying, oh, they're going to do this, and then they do exactly the opposite. So
Oh.
kind of feel like John Smoltz sometimes, just, you know.
Well, I mean, tracking down to a 4 is great, I guess. He can draw into it next turn if he doesn't battle, because he can 3PO after he does all of his activation and draw to it. But
Yeah, and I don't know. Let's see where he's got to do something, because yeah, I think he's got a 3PO card down just to get to 3 so he can. It's a trap. And then he has to worry about Greg dropping
yeah,
first
I
strike if he's got it.
that's the reason I think I would have thought about taking the Blast Door Kid into hand, because then it forces Greg to put down multiple cards in order so your evasion can go through.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Greg searched for a site or a location that probably isn't there and gives up a verify, which isn't a huge deal. It's really, he's got 9s. Does he have Phasma? And, you know, how much does he want to drop here to try and do something interesting?
All right, so we are going to see the Trooper from Lost.
Yeah, perfectly reasonable. This is if you're going to drop Phasma, you play as much as you can first
Mm-hmm.
to have as many cards in use pile for that bow pull as you can. And we see the Goldenrod Shield, which is, yeah, I mean, it'll add 1 to the cost of the next Stormtrooper. Honestly, Greg might not be deploying any more Stormtroopers.
Yep.
So,
Here's 9s.
who's probably going to hit Han or Lando. Like, his thing fires for free. You might as well. And there's Kylo, who's definitely going to hit someone. And we see the bow pull for Kylo. And are we going to see him finish to go get a saber? There's Phasma. That's the other one we expected. And another bow pull. So does Jared even bother shooting with I guess you still shoot with Lando because it's free. And you force Greg to cancel it.
I mean, I think he's waiting to see if Greg with his pulls pulled first order or first
First
strike
strike, yeah.
before he puts a card down.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
you cancel out of the battle.
and there's aim high to. I don't think Greg's got a lost trooper yet. The only trooper he
Not
had
yet.
lost, he deployed. So that's fine. And Greg says, fine, I'll throw secret plans down. There's Kylo's saber from hand.
Because next turn he can pick Luke up after and
And
then
Jared
go.
just grabbed a card with Ray. So I'm wondering if he's got another Blast the Door Kid.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way that play makes sense to, you know, not take the Blast the Door Kid, not take the, you know, and not 3PO card down so you can still threaten the It's a Trap you have. So now the question is, does Greg have an answer for that Blast the Door Kid? So, and okay, Greg. All right.
Weapon Lev
Definitely
in
not
2025.
the card I expected to see, but absolutely a Weapon Lev would not be unreasonable in Jared's deck, and you don't want to lose Kylo's saber.
From a stacking perspective, you because it's a no, it's not a just action. So you play Blast the Door Kid, you'd have to be in the battle phase to Weapon Lev, right?
Weapon Lev is also a just. Weapon Lev is a
That's
just
right, it
action.
is. Okay, then yeah, you could
So
stack it that way.
you could Weapon Lev first and then
Hmm.
Blast the Door Kid, which would be extra dirty. Like, that would be all sorts of nobody likes you. So Jared's
He did
apparently
not.
not blasting any doors. I'm not sure I agree with that, but okay. And yep, there's Lieutenant Destiny 7, who is absolutely going to hit Lando. And Greg says, yeah, I don't want to pay for that because I want to save my one for a grabber. So he makes Lieutenant Destiny 7 go lost. And Lando is hit, although he maintains his forfeit, so it's not a huge concern. I do think Greg should consider losing Snoke here,
Because then Luke
or
can't.
shuttling Snoke up to the supremacy.
hmm
Like, whatever you do, I think is you do not keep Snoke on the ground. And there's the shot at 9s. That's a 3. 9s is armor 3, so that will be a hit. But Greg can cancel it with the Kylo effect. I'll finish what you started, something like that.
Yep. But Greg lets it go through because who cares?
Well, you would have liked to have his forfeit, potentially.
I don't think he's gonna need it. He'll sacrifice the
Especially if he's planning to lose Snoke.
Yep,
That
that's what
that
I
might
would do.
and But again, like I probably am willing to trade and interrupt to keep that trooper alive. So, all right. So Kylo's going to hit Captain Han.
Just like the movies.
I remember that scene. Kylo stabbing his dad. Spoiler alert. So, all right. Kylo's hit. Both players are going to lose another force, which is in Greg's favor.
hmm
Like, if Greg can just keep pinging off damage,
I
that's a good
mean,
thing.
right now the life count is 25 down for Greg, 10 in hand, and Jared's at 17 down, 12 in hand.
Yeah. So Greg's got more
It-
force to work with as well,
It's just you
which
put a lot of
feels
cards on the
weird.
table. Yeah,
Like
they
First
both have put
Order
a lot.
puts a lot on table, but this Mind Which You've Learned is putting even more.
hmm So we see Princess Leia from hand,
I think I'm
mostly
okay with that.
because like if you're Jared, most of the offensive characters you're worried about are here. I mean, he could come with Affleck, he could come with Cardo and Vickroll. Those could be the ones that we could see come down and try and make a
Yeah,
mess with Leia. But
but do you need to? Like if
mm,
you're Greg and you're just going, all right, fine, Leia's doing 2 damage there, and I can just do more
mhm.
and ignore her, like I think you're fine with that. Greg lost a close call from Usepal. That feels like a little bit of a surprise. I think I would have liked to see that close call stay in deck because that's just such a good card. And we
Yeah,
see he draws another Lieutenant Destiny 7 for Battle Destiny. Jared draws a,
sorry
sorry about
about
the
the
mess, for a
mess.
4. Jared's going to have to use that Hoojix here.
Yeah, because Ray will cover 7,
Ray
Lando
and Lando
5,
will cover 12.
29. Yeah.
So you're down another 6.
Yep.
After
Lando
that,
does retrieve a force through his text because it was odd.
yeah.
So
Because, yeah, because Hans forfeit 0. So,
yep. Here come the Hooji.
yeah, I think so. I think you
And
gotta.
but
And we
here's
see
the
the
no
no disintegrate,
disintegration.
which is fine. So you capture him and he dies. Like, whatever.
hmm
It's
Aw. Just like the movies, they hugged before he died. And yeah, if I'm Greg, I leave Snoke here.
I think Snoke is the loss simply so you can.
Yep. Well,
He's
one,
also
it had
with
to.
the 5. He's the only guy
Yeah.
that covers with one guy,
hmm
but also you just don't want to risk
Yeah.
Luke coming down and soloing him. Like you'd like to have the extra ping. And I
hmm
think if Jared had drawn lower, like I think if Jared draws a 3, Greg loses that generic Stormtrooper and then shuttles Snoke up.
So that way you're
Because
still getting the ping.
yeah, because then you still get the ping, and you'd love Snoke to exist on table and continue to get the ping. But
For Greg, it just removes a liability.
you're not going to you're not going to instead shuttle Snoke up to lose Phasma and the
Mhm.
Stormtrooper.
Yep.
And also with Snoke dying, Kylo, you don't want to attack there this turn.
Yeah, so life force count at the start, light side turn 4 is 23 down, 10 in hand, because Greg lost a couple to his own battle because of Lieutenant Destiny 6. And Jared's at 18 down, 10 in hand. He'll be
And
doing 2 points of damage.
Greg right now is in a much
Yeah,
more
the board,
advantageous position. The two
yeah.
systems, the steadfast at one of them, so it's a drain of 2. Like honestly, if Jared's got a space answer, I almost think you ignore the supremacy
Yeah, you
and you
got to
go to
go
the
after
steadfast.
Steadfast. Yep,
Because
100%. You
also Greg's not drawing Battle Destiny there.
no. That's why, like, I wonder if Jared drew into another Han, and we did see him lose Chewie though, so he probably
Yeah,
doesn't have another way to get to. So we do see the flip. So Luke is now coming to Assault Plateau near you because I don't think he
very
can
likely.
battle. He can't battle. I mean, you
You
want to
can't battle at the
retrieve.
entrance cavern.
I mean, you'd love to battle to retrieve back your Hujix.
Okay,
And
this why do we even talk, Carl? Like so, like I guess maybe you battle to retrieve your Hujix but like you can't 1v1
there's the
and there's the
barrier.
barrier
Yep.
and the grab of the barrier, which is fine. Like
Fifth, fifth shuffle? No shuffle.
no
Okay.
shuffling. No shuffle, no Skywalkers.
Yeah.
The barrier goes through and it would not shock me at all if Greg's got a sorry about the mess or sniper combo.
So here was Jared's game plan is that you've got Ahsoka, her saber, Luke, his saber, go to town. But with only
Yeah.
saving 3, I think he wasn't even planning for this battle to really go through.
Yeah, probably not. Not if he's only saving 3. You're just going, I'm gonna load this up and take a shot, but like you're walking into what Greg wants. Like you're putting these guys down and now Greg's gonna although you probably disarm Kylo here. I gotta imagine Jared's sitting on a disarmed.
I mean, we saw him lose 1 early, so
Yeah.
most decks are running 2, especially with all the blasters and everything going
Um
on. So
Pat, I don't think he actually drained.
he did not train. It was just the ping
Um
damage.
yeah, he did not drain at all. And I mean, we remember from round 1 that was a thing we as commentators called Jared on. There was a turn where the flip turn he went with, he did not drain first, or he didn't flip and then drain, and it gave Sam a little more hope,
I don't
which,
think Jared had enough force
yeah, I don't
to
think
be
he
able
was
to.
draining this turn, but it is something to consider that, like, hey, if you're going to drain on your flip turn,
Yeah.
take Luke into hand first because then you're draining off reserve.
hmm
So, but yeah, there's no way he's paying 3 to force Greg to lose 1 off reserve. That's just
Yeah.
he still needed that force.
So we see Jared save 3, so it's traps online. And we see the blast door kid. There's the disarmed.
Yep,
So, yep.
not a surprise at all, and it's Kylo does not. There is no Lana Dobreed, so that's just Kylo loses a saber, and there's the drain of 2. Yeah, Pat, the drain. I did check the force loss was blaster ping and 3PO ping. Like
So there's a
Greg's got to be feeling pretty comfortable right now, even with the saber, the disarmed. Like he's just getting free damage. Like
Yeah,
he's
I think
putting
he
out a
just
bunch of free damage and your opponent's not. And honestly, you could just walk away from
that's
that
what I was
site.
thinking. Just leave it. You know,
Like
he's gonna.
just walk away, decrees in effect then. So okay, do you want to pay 3 to drain for 2? Go for it.
Mhm.
Like even if it's 2 off reserve, it's still just 2 and you're paying for it. And if he comes to salt flats, like that gives you a turn to draw into a couple more things and reinforce, and then you can actually have the like, all right, here comes Aplek and Cardo, and I'm gonna shoot guys and do things. So Greg's in his deploy right now though, and that might be exactly what he's tanking on a little bit is, do I try and take the cavern and go for the shot here? Do I go somewhere else? We see the reserve deck verify.
He's not tanking. He's just fulfilling his promise that, this game was going to take more than an hour, so you didn't have to stream the next one.
Well, I wasn't going to be able to stream the next one either way. It was just if you were going to have to drop early. So he did say that, if the game takes more than an hour, what's really the point? And I think he's going to try. He's wants to win. And honestly, both these decks do a pretty good job of, yeah, they can be a little grindy, but they do consistent force loss.
Hmm.
Like that's what you're trying to do there. Okay, so Vickrell. I don't actually love Vickrell.
He draw Destiny now. I mean, you're
You
you're
draw
playing.
Destiny now. The issue with Vickrell, and there we see that other
Mhm.
stormtrooper go to the salt plain. So yeah, you're gonna walk him over.
Yep.
The issue with Vickrell is in a match play format, he's putting your opponent's interrupts out of play, which is good for them.
Yeah, but it's also guaranteeing that Greg doesn't lose the game, which I hear is even better.
I mean, that supremacy is still putting him in a bad spot. Although I do agree that the steadfast is much more important because it's a drain of
Hmm.
2 right now.
Right, because now you're matching, it's 2-1,
Yeah.
but getting like if Jared shoots everything he's got at the supremacy, right? Like which would be
And I
okay.
think we're going to see the switch, just see the supremacy move to Dakar.
I mean, that doesn't
Or
do
no.
anything though, because it's
Oh,
equalizing
he's
the icons.
moving Hux onto the supremacy, and then the supremacy moves to Dakar. So it equalizes the icon, but crate, while you occupy, gains a dark side icon. So it'll gain a dark side icon and then gain a light side icon from steadfast.
Okay.
So
Oh,
it's
that
still
is
going to be a
right.
2-2.
It's two. Yep.
What
So
he
now
did
he's
there
safe.
was just make sure he's got Battle Destiny at both systems.
Yep.
So that makes sense. Is Vickrell optional? I didn't think he was. Oh, it is
It's a
optional. All
May.
right.
It's a May.
I like how I'm questioning Chris, who designed the dang card and was integral in
Hey,
this. Like, are you sure it's a May, Mr. Kelly? I just don't know if I'm.
so oddly enough, I did find out something recently. Chris doesn't actually design every single card. There are many people that go into designing some of these cards. I'm not sure if everyone knew that.
That seems, but we always blame Chris.
Oh, I get that, but sometimes,
That's
just
the joy
saying.
of being an advocate. Like this is you have this coming now, and you have to understand that as an
I know.
advocate,
I'm looking forward to the updated complaint forms. Like that's my favorite part of it. That's why I signed up. I was like, I need new fun in my life.
you need complaint forms. I get it. As someone who makes a living doing compliance work and making people mad at me, I get wanting those complaint forms and just loving how those feel.
Hmm.
So we see the barrier and Lieutenant Destiny 7 go off the top. So Greg might actually be out of lieutenants now.
I know we've seen 4 go lost at this point.
I wasn't sure if it was 4 or 5, and there's a drain of 1 as well. So Jared says, all I can do right now is drain. That's not great for him. Like if he's
Uh,
paying 3 to drain for 1, that is not ideal. Although it is, again, moving the game a little bit closer, but Greg's draining for 3 for free.
Mhm.
And
I mean, at this point, the one advantage you have is that it is causing you to have to drain from reserve deck. So we do see Jared lose
test 3.
test 3 and Captain Hans coming back with 8 force. That's exactly enough for a wild card in him.
And then Jared knows what his destiny is.
Hmm.
Um,
He's checking it
he
again.
checked it a second time. All right.
I mean, why not?
Like, we still know what it is.
Yep.
I mean, but to kill Vickrell, so you'd have to get to an 8 total battle destiny to kill the Steadfast.
Which you're not going to do with one destiny and just Han, because
Yeah,
the card's 3, he's 4, he'd have exactly 1 to battle.
yeah. And then you're drawing the totals +1.
Mhm.
Like, you'll probably potentially keep Han alive. I mean, the wild card's immune to less than 5, and Yoda can subtract 2 from the. Yeah, I kind of thought that might be the nope, we're just going to move everyone to the Salt Plains, and that way I've got Han there as well. So if Greg loses Kylo, it's good.
Yep.
So no Han's gun still. That's a little bit of a surprise. Like Jared might just be in that point where he's trying to put together combos and he's activating so much of his deck that the combos just aren't in his reserve.
That's why I don't play Bat 40.
That's honestly exactly the deck I was thinking of when I was talking about that. Is like that's why
Yep.
that deck can be when it all hits, the deck's a
Hmm.
machine and feels beautiful. But if you have my luck where every combo misses, it just feels so clunky.
And I have that sometimes come up with Watch for Step when I'm trying to get Dash out.
Yeah, just activating too quick and miss him. So
Chris Kelly says, I just designed the ones people hate. Um,
I don't think we hate any card.
this is true.
So except established control. The guy who designed that is a jerk. So
That's your card, isn't it?
it is
Yeah.
one of my cards. At one point I had like 5. So
I have 0 cards.
why do people play the do or do not combo card with that build? Because you can pull it for free.
And
And it really does punish Sense Alter. Like if you're not playing Sense Alter and you're already considering playing Wise Advice and it's pullable, so the Destiny 1 doesn't matter, why not play the combo?
and in Jared's build, he plays a lot of extra immediate effect grabbers to just get cards off the table. So
Yeah.
we see Greg drain at crates.
So Greg's
We
left 2 in reserve.
he had to. He couldn't activate everything.
Okay, so he's got a. Oh yeah, you're right. And there's the one at Dakar for the Quite a Mercenary. Like Jared is down a few cards because he's got 19 total force to Greg's 24 right now. So he's still
Mhm.
down about 5 cards now. In theory, Jared can start causing more damage. Like Jared is
Mhm.
causing more damage than Greg when he pays for it, but he's going to run to the point where he can't pay for it sooner rather than later.
I also wonder if we saw it come up and he drew it. It was drawn for Test Destiny, a neighboring, and we have seen
Yep.
Untaguta go. I wonder if Jared's trying to line up next turn for a neighboring beatdown.
That could be. It wouldn't shock me necessarily.
It's just I don't think he's drawn
Oh,
enough cards to, get to it. So
Talon just pointed out that the Lost Pals right now at one's got Utaguta and the other's got Quite a Mercenary.
yeah, that's pretty good. And
So,
then now we see Hosnian come out.
and this is where I think if you got it, this is just throw the shuttle there and
Yep.
throw any ship there.
Yeah.
Like I guess you have to
You
throw a
still do your
ship there and
finalizer.
Yeah, you still have Finalizer. You throw a ship there, and then I think you swap the Steadfast and Supremacy on the off chance
Yep.
Jared decides to go at it, then you can move to Hosnian next turn.
Hmm.
So, but that is a real strong play by Greg. Like just having here's my another drain of 2 that you have to answer. Now the question is, does Greg leave everybody at the Salt Plains?
You have no reason to.
Yeah, that's exactly. If you're not starting a battle, you just walk away. Like, fine, pay 3 to drain for 2.
You're not
Like,
even getting another ping because, as we pointed out, Han ain't got a gun.
yeah, there's no benefit for Greg to stand there. Like, just take the drain of 2 and move on.
Hmm.
Because you've got Decree in effect. So it is still just it's just drain of 2. Like, the drain there can't be canceled, so you can't like Tarkin's orders it or anything. But you're fine with that.
Yeah.
Especially since Greg
This is
drew
going to be
1
telling
card.
how much force Jared activates this turn. If it's all of it, then the
If
neighboring
it's
play
all
isn't
of it, this
happening.
is just a race.
Yeah.
And the race is now in Greg's favor. Because he's a few cards up
Yeah, there's
and he's
all.
got more drain damage going.
Yeah.
Like they're both doing 5 damage, but Greg's is free and Greg has more cards. So there we see the drain of 2. So that'll be 2 cards off reserve because there's nothing else Greg can do with it.
Yeah.
There went PV and a Stormtrooper. And I assume we'll see a drain from Leia as well here. So the other thing we could see Greg do, especially if he's still sitting on the Hujix, that I wouldn't necessarily hate, depending on if Jared ends up burning a chunk of the cards in his hand, is just throw that Stormtrooper from Lost at Leia's quarters.
Hmm.
And, okay, I'm going to drain. Like, it's, again, make you do something. So, all right, he puts test 2 out of play to get a Chewie with Blaster. Now I'd be less inclined to do that. So,
Because now your bonuses are in effect.
no, that's test 1.
No, it's
Test
test
2
one.
is,
Sorry, you just the Battle
it's
Destiny. Yeah.
more, you've got to, the goal was, does Jared have no characters? And no way to really come at you. If he's got ways to come at you, you're just going to wait on that. And there we see a couple more pings. We see coarse and rough and irritating from hand. And a good blaster is going to ping one more. Full matrix.
Jared could get this under 10.
Agreed. And I think Jared would be fairly happy if he does that.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to see him move a couple guys over, but leave maybe Ahsoka at the Salt Plains? Like, I would not hate.
If you leave Ahsoka, it doesn't trigger the from deck. It has to be a Cloud City rebel. So
Okay,
he's got to
then
leave Luke.
then leave Luke.
Yeah.
Because because you've got to be at the Salt Plains to trigger the. Yeah, while Kylo occupies the Salt Plateau, you can't drain while alone, but there's no way Kylo controls the Salt Plateau, so like moving Ahsoka over there just to be a little more threatening and to subtract from the Battle Destiny, I would not hate.
Yeah, but he can't. So what other ones could Greg have? He could have Affleck, and he could put a
Affleck
first
would be
order.
the big one.
He could put a first order Stormtrooper there, get 2 Destiny.
I mean, he's already got Phasma and 2 first order Stormtroopers. He's going to have
No,
enough
I
to
meant to
Destiny.
go after Luke, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, to go at Luke. Yeah. I
Because
mean,
test 3 is gone. You see that Jared played Sorry About the Mess, the Destiny 4 one, so the odds, I mean, he may have a clash. You'd have to play around that, but
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate, like, yeah, here's Applet and a clone, although Luke's still immune to less than 6
It's not a
effectively.
clone. They were
Or
people.
I didn't watch enough of that movie to know that. So they're faceless attackers. So Greg does not activate everything this time, but he is going to get a drain of 5 off here, which is that's going to start to sting real quickly. So there's a drain of 2 at crate. And Jared loses the neighboring from hand and honoring what they fight for from hand.
Mm-hmm.
The neighboring feels like a little bit of a surprise. Like it
I
feels
think
like
it's the
it wouldn't have been a terrible thing to hang on to, so you could try and go for that neighboring beat.
I mean, at this point, though, would you be able to have enough saving and reserve deck to get a beat? And at this, there's no place to put a beat in.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go after There Goes the Wild Card off reserve along with
Yeah.
Blast the Door Kid. So Jared is not going to space, which I think Greg correctly sort of waited it out and said, okay, we're not going to have to worry about it. Jared gets a look at Greg's reserve deck, so we see what's in there. I think Greg's deciding, it might be Greg deciding, do I have the destiny to go take out Luke? Am I going to face another, whatever? Now, the other thing you've got to consider is right now,
Decree is not in
Greg
effect.
doesn't have decree in effect. Yeah. Like,
He could just pull resistance, though. He's still got one pull left.
yeah, but that'll be one more card off of Leia. Because Leia's up to this point has only been drains of 1. Now she'd make it a drain
Mm-hmm.
of 2. Like that might be here's Applet, here's a Stormtrooper, take out Son of Skywalker, and then move everybody over. Because that'd cost you 5, 6, 7. Actually, you couldn't do that.
Well, I don't think, well, no, he couldn't do it because Jared still hasn't lost it. It's a trap. It's still in his hand and he's showing 4.
Yeah.
So,
So you're gonna have to do something with that. And it might be he has to just go, okay, well, we'll put down
yeah.
resistance and
All right.
move everybody
Well,
away.
Garrett, I'm gonna jump off here and go get the stream set for the next match.
For
So
sure. Thanks for hanging out with
after
me.
yep, after this is done, everyone come catch me on the PC stream. We're gonna be having MHT and Brad Kipple for game 2. So take
Yeah,
care. Good talking with you, Garrett.
for sure. Good to see you, man.
Yep.
All right, so now you're down to just me, folks. Sorry. You see Cardo going to the guest quarters. So if Greg contemplating what I'd talked about, which is okay, here's and another first order stormtrooper to the entrance cavern. I think just to give him more bodies and power there. I like Cardo at the guest quarters. However, that does not satisfy Decree. Decree specifically states 1 planet site and 2 systems. This is not a planet site, it's a mobile site. So hopefully Greg remembers that and puts out resistance, and we see Vickril shuttled down as well. So Greg's just saying, look, if I'm going to stand here, I'm going to put everything in front of you. And then we see Supremacy, and we might even see Hux shuttle down too, just because. Nope, we see the Steadfast move over. Greg activates those last 2. I think just because he wanted them out, and there's the resistance. So, yep, Greg is paying attention. The Dagobah system is not out, Pat. As awesome as that would be, and why are you a different PMJ? Am I? Did you just forget how to use Twitch and have to come? Oh, you're on your phone before. Okay. Because they can't be the same account? Weirdo. So, yeah, I mean, that honestly would be hilarious if he had done it, but with the Dagobah system not out, I don't think that's happening. So, Jared activates everything, which means we're not seeing a battle, which makes sense. There's no way you can battle into that pile at the entrance cavern, because you have to consider, if Greg's got a trooper assault, you're looking at another 2, 4, 6, 8 power to that. So now you're 35, you're down 20. Like it'd be the entire deck. Like it'd be the entire site. So we see the Drain of 2 off reserve deck. We see Coarse and Rough and Irritating and Trooper Assault going away. Yep, he'll pay 3 to drain for 2 at Belden's Corridor. See Decree V and Applic off the reserve. Like, Greg's got to start losing cards from his hand just because he's going to run out of cards in reserve, but Greg's still ahead. I mean, Greg's got 13 cards after that drain, and Jared's got 14, but then Jared's going to eat a drain of 5. Although Greg will lose 2 more here for the pings to Leia and, or not Leia, to 3PO and Good Blaster. So, like, it'll still be close. And just so I can put it in chat, the PC stream, to go see afterwards. Yes, Dan, this is game 1. Game 2 will be tomorrow night, same Garrett time, probably on the PC channel. So Jared's still thinking in control phase here. Like, I'm not sure. Do you put Great Warrior? I don't think you put Great Warrior out of play, because you need the finalizer to. The finalizer would make that a drain of 3. We see the command shuttle from hand to 3PO and a Good Blaster. Greg, I think, has got to lose another card from hand. Like I don't know what he's losing from hand, but I think he's got to lose a card from hand. And yep, there's Captain Modding, Lieutenant Cabell, Captain Cabell, whatever. So, again, I did throw in the chat the PC's Twitch stream, where Carl's going to be streaming the Matthew Harrison Trainer versus Brad Kipple game 2. Brad is down by, I believe it was about 12, 13, according to my notes. So it'll make it close. Jared moves Leia and 3PO over to block the Cardo drain and says go. Leaves him 3 active force, 8 in reserve, 3 in hand, one of which is probably the It's a Trap. But he is going to take another 5 here this turn. Like, and the fact that Greg can do it for free and Jared can't means he's getting very close to the point where he just can't cause enough damage, and Greg's going to win this game, but it's not going to be by a ton. So Greg activates, leaves 2 in reserve, which feels a heck of a lot like I'm going to battle at the entrance cavern. Like, even if it's simply, I'm going to battle to make you lose the It's a Trap, that in and of itself is worthwhile. Like, there's no downside. If you make him play and lose the It's a Trap, you're good. All right, so he activates 1 more. Not sure what he's doing here with that play. Let's see where we go. Yep, there's the drain of 1 at crate. And Jared loses a push on us from hand. I'm not sure Greg's played a single interrupt all game. Drain of 2 at Dakar because the Steadfast is there. There goes the It Could Be Worse from reserve deck, along with I think I can handle myself. That It Could Be Worse would have been huge. Oh, yep, he has played Barrier and it got grabbed. There's the drain of 2 at Hosian Prime. We see Ahsoka off the top and Disarmed off the top. So, you're right. He played Barrier once, Pat. I forgot about that. Here is a sniper. Oh. So the sniper from Cardo, like, honestly, taking out 3PO is probably, frankly, better than Leia. Like, I guess Leia's a harder shot, and Leia you have to worry about a handle or something like that, where 3PO you kill him. Oh, it's a trap to cancel sniper, and Greg grabs that, but now Jared can't stop the battle at the cavern entrance, which is probably not going to go his way. Like that, you're just down a bunch of power there. Granted, you can hit at least one guy potentially, but you're still in a bad potential spot. And I love the snipering out the It's a Trap. You make him play the It's a Trap because it's a trap is unique, so he can't play a second one to cancel the battle at the Salt Cavern. And you have enough troopers there. If he blasts the door kids the battle, you end up with just Chewie against 3 First Order troopers, and Chewie might shoot one, but he's going to be down force, and especially now with Lieutenant Destiny 7 there, who also functions as forfeit fodder, but now you can't blast the door kid there. Oh, is Kylo can't be excluded? Thought that was just well alone. Or is that the site text? Oh, Kylo may not be excluded from battles. Okay. This is why Chris is awesome. Yep, there's the trooper assault. And, oh, Jared did not have a grabber for it, so he is up 23 power right now. Granted, he's only drawing 1 destiny instead of 2, but he's probably retrieving the trooper after he wins this battle. Let's see what Jared does with his swing. Like, Jared can shoot or he can swing, but then he's only drawing 1 battle destiny. If he does both, he's only drawing 1 battle destiny. So I don't think he does both. And then I think you swing to cause the ping. Like, I don't see any other. I think that's the entire benefit, is you swing to make the ping, to get the ping. And I think you probably swing at Phasma. All right, so he's shooting with Chewie at Lieutenant Destiny 7. He is hitting Lieutenant Destiny 7. And I think you just let that go. There's no reason to cancel that. Like, let him swing if you want. You're so far ahead in this battle right now. And there's the Tauntaun Skull, which was the last card in Greg's hand to put Lieutenant Destiny 7 out of play and add 7 to his power. So now he's at 45. I mean, Jared could still have the Hoojix. That could be his last card in hand. So 3 for Battle Destiny, which is fine. It almost doesn't matter. Like, your Battle Destiny is simply just, I'm going to outpower you by, oh, goodness. Oh, okay. I'm like, that is not what Jared wanted to draw, but he did still have the Yoda because Great Warrior is still on table. That's not better. That's not even a little bit better. Wow. Okay, well, Jared is down by 30. He's got 7, 14, 20 in forfeit. So, and we see Greg gets to retrieve a trooper with Phasma. He definitely has a trooper in lost pile, and I think he is going to pay. Yeah, you pay the force now. It's so close. I mean, this is match play. That 1 force matters. It matters a lot. And we see a First Order Stormtrooper die. He covers all the attrition and everything. Jared loses Ahsoka. Lieutenant Destiny 7 goes away. Jared forfeits Captain Han, and he is being seized by Kylo. I remember that scene in the movie, Kylo taking his son captive. And Jared forfeits Chewie, who I believe is probably also potentially being seized. Nope. And peeling all his force. So Greg wins by 10. Lost piles are 25 to 37. And these guys will be playing tomorrow night. I hope you all can see me there. And now, go watch Carl. See how MHT does. And y'all have a nice night.